Yeah, we're making an open ravioli, and we're making it with chorizo. We're making it with a bit of red wine, a bit of mascarpone, a little bit of rocket, and some quail's eggs.
And for the people that don't know, that's chorizo, mascarpone, which we call it, and arugula.
Okay, yeah, well translated. What we're doing, an English-inspired dessert, and it's basically tea and cake. And
wow.
Everybody knows that an Englishman runs on tea.
Right, and women.
Yeah, and women, yeah. Sorry for being sexist.
That's right.
Yeah.
Should hope so.
And that's going to go in an oven, a warm oven.
Now that's just like a man to leave all that goodness in there. You can take the other one out if you want to.
And here's one we made earlier.
Okay. You don't want to waste any of this.
And then we're going to serve this with a panade goat's cheese.
And you better spell that because nobody knows what you mean when you say panade goat cheese.
I'm not sure of the spelling, but what I do is I brown it in a pan and then I put it in.
So you mean panned? P-A-N-N-E-D?
No, I think it's a French word. But
okay.
I'll show you how it's done and then you can see what you want to call it. I'm going to start with a nice pinch of the rocket or rucola.
Arugula.
Rucola. I don't think I'll ever get that right.
No, don't try.
Right. And we don't want to push it down too hard. We don't want to...
How did you get it all tied up like that?
Special bags, yeah. I don't think you have them in America.
Oh, you're just being ugly.
you could always use an ice cube tray.
Right.
We've got a bit of thyme and garlic infusing into oil, and that's going to give us a nice flavour and a nice little condiment to.
If you want to do your own oil and garlic and herbs marinated in oil, it's just wonderful to do. And you may do it ahead of time, but you must keep it refrigerated because otherwise it's dangerous to use later. So.
Okay, so what we've got here, Natalie, is a puree of the celeriac. And last thing, we're going to flambe the fig.
Okay.
Pop that in a hot pan. We're going to sprinkle a bit of sugar. And in here we've got some Cointreau and orange liqueur. Put a little bit in there. Nice and hot. We're going to get a bit of fire. There we go.
Don't do that at home. Don't do that at home.
Right, so I'm going to leave that to go. And we're going to start assembling the
okay.
Put these little sautéed rounds on. So we've got a bit of chocolate in there, a few chopped walnuts, and a little splash of cognac. We're going to take this straight from the bottle today because it's not directly.
Because you're not supposed to do that. Oh, yeah. Well, still, it's dangerous. Don't do as he does. Do as I say.
And we're going to deglaze.
Okay.
With a bit of white wine. Now I'm going to pour directly from the bottle because
which
not only am I brave,
you're
I'm very
not
strong.
supposed to do because it might blow up in your face. But I'm tired of telling him that. So he does what he wants to do.
A little bit of clarified butter.
Which is butter that's melted and the top is removed and the bottom is removed and the middle is saved. It's kind of like the Indian ghee.
Yes. We've reduced some Madeira.
Right.
And then we've added some brown chicken stock.
Madeira is a fortified wine. Now tell us again tell me what that is.
Okay, this is basically belly pork that's been smoked, and normally it's sold by cutting it and it's streaky bacon basically.
Right.
But I bought it in a whole piece.
Okay.
Submerged it in oil, and I put it in the oven for about 6 hours.
Stephen, it's so beautiful out here and so tranquil. Normally I got to just visit with you in the kitchen while you're rushing around, grinding this and chopping that. Where do you get your ideas?
A mixture of places, really.
And can you find much fresh produce here on the Thames in these small shops that we've been visiting?
Yeah, that's really the joy of the job, to be honest, because in between meals I nip out on the bike and found loads of little gems up and down the river. Great greengrocers, great butchers, great fishmongers.
Right.
And that's really one of the most enjoyable parts of the job, is meeting all these characters and sourcing some good stuff.
Right, and like the little baby fennel that we found. I mean, all these.
Yeah, well, especially with it being summertime as well. I mean, the produce is just so good.
Right.
You know, get lovely berries, get a great sort of wild salmon season. you know, spring lamb starts to come in. Yeah, it's just really exciting stuff to work with.
Do you think that people have many special diets? I mean, do you ever have requests from people that say, I just can't eat that?
Yeah, we do, yeah. I mean, obviously there's dietary requirements, we've had them all really, and obviously you've got to sort of hanker to their needs. But I think generally people get on, you know, people like my food and people enjoy it, so.
It's fruity, it's orange blossomy, very nice for dessert. I think more and more people are liking a dessert wine and a light wine for dessert, and it would be very typical of this region with all the terroir, as we call it, the things growing here to infuse the flavor of the wine. And you can just picture drinking it late one night on the barge just after dinner when the sun goes down late, and you're having something luscious like a summer pudding.
Exactly.
Perfect end to a perfect day. Dupree on Cruising Gourmet for cruising.
That's way down.
They're so noisy, those geese.
Would have been quite good actually.
Yes, right, wouldn't it?
Some decadent truffle potatoes and some sautéed asparagus.
And stay with us. We'll be right on it.
Are we going to talk about the dessert, Natalie?
No. Yes.
Okay. And for dessert, we're going to be having a lemon souffle custard, and we're going to be adding a little bit of my favourite, Bombay Sapphire Gin.
Oh, wow.
What I haven't drunk, I'll put in the ice cream.
Right. We have to do it all over again. I guess you figured that out.
Yeah, I did, yeah. And we're going to have that with a bit of chorizo that's been cooked with some red wine and mascarpone.
You mean chorizo?
Yeah, chorizo, yeah. Thank you for correcting me. And what we need to do is to cut this out into
That's Spanish
circles.
sausage.
It certainly is, yeah.
Yes.
So,
Well, what a surprise. Here I am on the deck of the Magna Carta, cruising down the Thames, and rather than our talented chef, Stephen Graham, I have another talented young chef, James Hollister, from the Athenaeum Hotel.
Hi.
James, nice to see you.
You too.
And what are we doing?
We're going to do a very simple dish for you today. Char grilled and English asparagus and beetroot.
finally, a little bit of parmesan.
Oh, and you shaved that perfectly.
Yeah, yeah.
My goodness. How did you shape that?
Yeah, we just take a sort of a standard potato peeler and
Yeah.
just very carefully run it along the
Oh,
bottom.
yum, but it has to be perfect Parmigiano Reggiano, doesn't
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing but the finest.
Nothing but the finest for
Yeah.
the guests of the
Certainly.
Magna Carta. There we are.
E.T., what is it we've got to get?
Fresh figs.
Fresh figs. That is actually all we're here to get. But he had a rather strange pub, an unusual pub, put it that way, on the other side of the river.
And if you didn't want to make your own, you could melt a store-bought ice cream, freeze it individually again, and serve it this way as well. So,
Oh, we've got it sliding a little bit.
there it goes. Well, that's just because it's coming to me. Come to me, my darling.
All right, we're back. Arielle Live TV, and of course, this is my Steve.
Did you enjoy the video?
Yeah, it's pretty
That,
cool.
in a nutshell,
Pretty
is
cool.
Cruising Gourmet that I made for the international clientele on cruise ships and boats and barges. And I want to do something like that here in Las Vegas. We can call
We
it
can do it, and we can
Vegas
film it.
Gourmet or something of that sort, in which you get ethnic restaurants, the gourmet restaurants here. And we have two choices. We can use a common kitchen, or we go on site and we pick what they call their signature dishes, what they're known for. But not American. It could be Vietnamese, it could be parts of Korean, it could be from the Philippines. And the chef will not only tell how he makes a special meal, but he'll sit down and say, what's so special about the ingredients? How do you get them? Because when you go and get special meals, let's say from the Philippines here, don't they get special
Definitely,
ingredients that are
yes.
imported that you just can't get here? A good chef knows a gourmet can bring in certain parts.
Well, we can do that in here at World Center Broadcast Media. If you want to have your own show, let me know. We will film it on location. So I'm trying to find the best location that you can bring your guests. You can bring anybody. This is live, so this is not taping. So you can join and you can create your shows.
But they need to be at least be on articulate though. Everything should be
Yeah, it will
articulate.
be all on your social media along YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and also our World Center Broadcast Media. It will be shoot directly to our network, so I can do all location.
Right.
So we'll be right back on the last segment.